Well, here we are with Wednesday night channeling, class number 84. I wanted to talk a little bit about our healing pool we want to use every Wednesday. And when we have our class, let's think of this circle as a pool of healing. And all of those that we're thinking about or working with, we can drop into the pool. And it'll be a regular thing every Wednesday. Don is talking tonight, and in the writing, he talking about faith. And it's kind of interesting. It says, faith is less than belief and much less than knowing. Yet there are times that the greater understanding within you comes closer to the surface of your conscious awareness, and what you call blind faith moves you into action, stimulating the inner eye just enough to give you a feeling to move in a direction that will bring you closer to the light of understanding. This can turn into evidence that will help you to believe. If the stirrings within you are strong enough, your forward motion will create the experience to prove your inner convictions, and you now know. It has been said that faith without works is dead. In other words, if your faith is not strong enough, it moves you to act upon it In other words, if your faith is not strong enough, it moves you to act upon it. It is of no consequences, not act upon it, I guess. To just talk about your faith gives you nothing but idle chatter. That could create confusion in the mind. It is better to keep your own counsel until you have created a knowing from experience, and even then speak to others about it if there is a feeling strong enough that your outer can hear with clarity the inner voice of knowing with a true motive. There are times that without consciously realizing it, we speak to bolster our convictions and give them strength that is lacking true belief. Think before you speak. Who is talking? Good evening, my dear ones. This is Don, coming to you from these realms of love and light. As your summer moves forward, your physical presence will increase, and those that have been away will come and bring a larger circle. Be not concerned when there is small attendance, because there is great attendance from this side. And remember what the Master said, where two or more are gathered together in my name, there am I also. And so it is with great pleasure and great understanding that we come to you this evening in great attendance from this side. Would have you to consider faith. It is spoken a lot in your book called the Bible, and the ones who translated the writings wrote much about faith. And as you move higher in consciousness, you realize that faith is an inner understanding that is come to the surface of your conscious awareness. It is the inner you that has the knowing, the understanding, the true understanding of God's love and light that is moving closer to the outer you and helping you to move in the direction that you want to move into to bring about the conditions in your life that you want. I would say to you, have faith in your inner convictions. Remember what you already know, and let the understanding that dwells within you keep you strong in the outer world. You are strong within. You who are here this evening, you are strong within. You have the inner understanding, and let not the outer world come in to interfere with your inner understanding, with your inner convictions. Be strong enough within so that when experiences come to you in the outer world, you can look through them and see and know that you know the truth. And no matter what others do or do not do, that is their concern and has nothing to do with you unless you are disturbed by it. It is a wonderful feeling to be released to God, to have this inner conviction that God is in his heaven, that is within you, and all is right with your world. Know this within your heart. Know this within the deepest part of your being, and keep knowing it until it becomes a reality in your consciousness. The faith that you awaken with on this physical plane each morning moves you to another day, and it is involved with faith. It is involved with getting out of bed, of dressing, and moving into your day, doing the things that you do, knowing that there is reason and purpose behind it. Everything that happens in your world, your outer world and your inner world, has reason and purpose behind it. Know this within the deepest part of yourself, and keep knowing it, and all is well, and all is in its right place. Are there questions this evening that you would ask? Let us open our discussion and to a broader discussion with things that do not have to do with the subject matter tonight, if you wish.
I have a question. How can you tell when it's actually faith that you're relying on and not that you're just being lazy and letting things happen?
Well, as we said, faith is the beginning of the stirring within you. And sometimes it is blind faith that you have to act upon or move in one direction. And there are times when you are letting the little self talk instead of the higher self. And as in the writing, it says, listen and think before you speak, and ask who is talking. And when you ask yourself, you know within yourself who it is, and the answers will come. It is much better to take your time and go within before being disturbed about something and before taking action that is of a negative emotional nature. This is getting all around your question, my dear, and I'm not sure that we have gotten the answer yet. Would you like to repeat it and be more specific?
Sometimes we seem to do things and say, well, that happened, and I'll go on from there. In other words, we keep repeating the same mistakes, but we don't seem to make any improvement or any adjustment in our behavior, and we say, well, that's just the way life is.
Yes. When this happens, go within yourself and ask for God's strength and His power to make the changes within your mind, within yourself, to get you out of the rut of the patterns that are bringing back the same thing over and over. With enough faith that leads into belief, and then you have the experience, then you can know. When you do repeat the same mistake over many times, stop and ask yourself, why is this happening? What is going on within this self that is bringing about these outer conditions? And let God, with His wisdom, guide your thinking and give you light upon the subject. If you can do this and be open and honest with yourself, you will see and understand, and you will be able to move out of the rut of repetition. Does this help your understanding?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yes. Are there other questions this evening?
Don, I prayed all morning, and I'm not sure that praying right. I've prayed fervently, but I seem to get in the way of myself. I don't know how to handle myself.
Yes. When we pray with concern, or we pray fervently, you're saying, but still holding concern about what you're praying about, you may be praying amiss. And it is much better to talk to God within yourself and say, God, here's the situation, and I want to be the best that I am, and I send your love into this self and into all others concerned, and I release it into your keeping, and then turn from it without being concerned that you have to continue your prayer. Because whenever you truly ask God for help, know that He is there, that He does hear you the first time, and you need not repeat the asking, because it does take away from the inner understanding. God is the life force that you are. He is the life force of everyone around you and all others concerned. So whenever you ask God for help, be certain to send love into God's love into it, and then release it, and be not concerned anymore. go about your day in a relaxed and peaceful way. When the world comes in on you and meaning outer things or other individuals and gives you stressful feelings, then you are allowing the illusion to take control. Yes.
God, Don, it's very difficult when you're alone. I'm not meant to be a hermit, and it's very difficult. And I don't have any work to do except to pray. I don't know what to do. I need to do something for somebody.
Yes.
But I don't have transportation. I don't have a way of getting away from it, from being lonely.
My dear one, let me help you to understand that you can do so much for the whole world just by sending them God's love from where you are, and know within your heart that it does reach where you are sending it. When you are alone, you are not really alone, because there are many who are around you from this side of the veil. And when you understand this and it can accept it, then the loneliness will disappear and dissipate, and you will know within your heart that they are there guiding you in your every thought, word, and deed. These are God's helpers, and they are the same as God, because God is working through them to reach out to you. And when you can be at peace within yourself by knowing this, and knowing that there are many there who are helping you, who love you dearly, and have loved you for many, many eons of time, and they understand. Reach out in your mind. You see, my dear ones, on your physical plane, you use your language, and it is confusing. It does not really communicate as well. On our plane, we use thought. And when you can, within yourself, when you are alone, use thought instead of words, and reach out to our dimensions and to the light and love that God is constantly sending upon you, and become one with it. As you do this, my dear, you see, you are not alone, and that lonely feeling dissipates, and you are there with God. You are there with many friends, many beloveds. And as you continue to know this, then you feel it. And the help is always there. Never doubt it.
Would it be better for me to volunteer to listen to suicidal people on the telephone, let them talk? Could I help them that way, or was my mixed up thinking sometimes cause more trouble? Could I be of any help?
Whatever you feel that you would like to do, and you volunteer to help others, God will guide your words, and your friends from this side of the veil will help you and to say the right words for that individual who is on the other end of the line. So take action in whatever you want to do, and not be concerned about making mistakes. Do what you know in your heart is right. Say what you know in your heart is right. And be not concerned, but let God guide your words. Let the power of God's love be in your heart, and let his light be in your mind, and the words that you speak will be the words that the other individual needs to hear. Yes, it would be good if you want to volunteer and be of service in this way, but also, my dear one, send God's love. You can be of great service by sending God's love. Send God's love to all the suicides, to all those in darkness, to all those who are reaching out for help. But I do understand that you want something to do on the physical, and I would encourage you to be of service in this way, because it will be the right words. Does this help you, my dear? Yes. There is much to do in this work of God's love and light and healing on this plane, and those who are open and who desire to help are much less than those who are in the darkness and reaching out for help. But you see, with the power that God can use flowing through you, he can multiply your ability many, many times when you are open. He can multiply your ability to help others just by sending his love. And when you do this, it reaches many. When you send it unlabeled, it goes to those who need it the most. And when you send it to all those in darkness, know that they are receiving it. They may not be able to accept it, but they are receiving it. And there are a few, when you send enough love, that will awaken and be free from their darkness.
Thank you.
Yes. Are there other questions this evening?
I have another question concerning the same thing but different in that, is it just a human paradox or a thing of the physical earth plane that while someone such as Annabelle finds it, she has all the time in the world to do the things that some of us are seeking the time to do but don't have? Is that just a human paradox?
Yes, because there is enough time to do all the things that are important. And when you think of your values and realize that as you start your day out, my dear one, you can ask God to use you as a channel for his love to flow through continuously all through the day, no matter what the personality or the physical is doing or not doing. You see, just by asking this and knowing that it is true, then you are a channel that God's love is flowing through continuously while you're going about your physical things that you do. There is much, much that you can do when you realize that there is no lack and that you are not lacking from time or anything else. That when you ask God for help, when you open your heart and your mind, the answers are all there. And this is why it is good for you to come to these weekly sessions to bring some of these things out that maybe you have been confused about in your mind, and allow God's light to shine upon them and see and understand and know the truth. Did this help your understanding?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Thank you.
Often through the day, just with a few seconds, think of God's love and light and see it flowing through you, and just know that it is. If you have asked in the morning to be a channel all that day, and maybe the night yet to come, then know that it is true and it is happening. And then through the day, say, thank you, Father, for knowing to send your divine love. Thank you for the understanding that I am receiving. Thank you for the help that others are getting, just for my opening to your love and to your light. Gratitude is such a powerful thing. It helps you so much, and it opens many other doors. Whenever you're grateful, it opens doors to bring you greater understanding. Are there other questions this evening?
I have the question, and that's, I'm continually reading, and I notice that a lot of the people that come to Don's classes are doing a lot of continual reading in the same subject as we're talking about tonight, and different others, but they're all related to getting back to whom created us, so back on the right path toward that. Is this considered meditation, or is this just knowledge we're acquiring?
The reading, my dear one, is reminding you of the truth. And you see, the master teacher said, pray without ceasing. And when you let your life be, when you release yourself to God, truly release yourself into His keeping, and be not concerned about the outcome of anything in your life, and know that His love and His light is flowing through you, then you are praying without ceasing. And when you read the books and get someone else's understanding or a different point of view from the same thing, then it helps to stimulate the understanding that is already within you. The things that you read in the books, you already know in the higher part of you. But there are times when your physical self needs to hear and to read these things, to bring them to the surface of your understanding and remind you of the truth. Because the world is continually coming in upon you and continually bombarding you with the illusions of fear and all the other things that are happening. Yes, reading is good if it is reading of God's love and His truth. I encourage you to read the books that you feel that will help you.
Hey.
Yes, God bless you. Each one who has written a book has done so from an inner stimulation to express the understanding that is flowing through them so that others may receive it. And you see, when someone writes a book and it is a book of truth, of God's love and light and truth, it goes out to many, and they are multiplying their ability to communicate in many, many ways. And the same is true with your modern day communication of television and different things of the videotapes, that you can multiply those who feel that they are suited to do this, can reach out to thousands and sometimes millions through a book, through a tape, through some other means. And when you understand that we are all connected, you can reach out in thought with God's love to millions and millions who are in darkness, and just allow yourself to be an open, clear, clean channel. And if you become confused about something that is happening around you, release the confusion and just say, God, I release this into your keeping, and I want to be a channel for your divine love to flow through, and start sending love to whatever comes to your mind. It is much better to do this in this way than to hold on to the confusion.
I want to ask if, for instance, I have this month alone in my apartment, but in October I'm going to have two other people, and it's a very small apartment. I mean, it's just enough for one person. And
Yes.
Is it wise for me to start in with this, asking them to have suicidal people call me in this month, or should I wait until after October?
And you can decide this, my dear one. If you feel that it would be better to wait, then wait. But if you feel that the timing is right now, then go ahead. It is all right. You see, whenever you know within yourself that God is working through you, no matter what the conditions around you, then it does not matter. You can be of service to many who are reaching out for help.
I could get quite a bit done this month, probably.
Yes. You do what you feel led to do within yourself. You will know what is the right thing to do. There are many on your planet in their mind who are reaching out, but know not where to look or how to find help. And
just to listen would help them, wouldn't it?
Yes, it does. It does help them just to listen to them. And sometimes when they are talking about their problems and you are listening and sending them love, the clarity in their mind becomes clear, and they understand that really this isn't such a big problem after all, that I don't have to be this concerned. There are many that are helping from this side of the veil. If we could remember this, that those who would call you, their teachers and their guides are there helping them and sending light and love into their minds, and God and your helpers are helping you to say the right words. You see, you need not be concerned at all, because if they're ready and they want help, truly want help, they will receive it. They might have to hear the answers many times before they truly hear it. But be patient and be tolerant and release them always to God. And release yourself to God. And be not concerned about what to say. Just know that the right words will flow out of your mouth, and the listener will hear with the inner ear when you're sending love with this, and their teachers and their guides are helping them.
This will steady me also in my own problem if I'm helping other people.
It will, yes, because it gives you something to do of service, and it gives you a purpose for existing in your life And as I said, remember now that just sending God's love does a great, great service. Are there other questions this evening? This is a beautiful feeling here, and I see that much has already been cleared up in your thinking. And as you move through your days, as you move through this incarnation, remember that if you so desire, God can use you in many, many ways. He can multiply His power through you when you are open, when you release yourself to Him, no matter what your physical duties might be. It matters not. God can work through you in many, many ways. And when you're open to God and know that His power is there working through you, you will be surprised at how many ways that He can help this planet of darkness. He can help the individuals around you. His light shining through you and His love flowing through your hearts is helping many that you know not of. But just know that it is helping and continue to do so. Yes. Are there other questions or things you would speak of this evening?
I have another question. What would be a good exercise to practice almost immediately? And I know that sending love to myself does help, but to remind me to do that whenever I'm feeling, or I have feelings of being inferior or not worthy.
Yes. One you have already spoken of this evening is pick up a book like the Letters of the Scattered Brotherhood. And when you open this book, it will speak to you. It will help you to understand and to know that you are worthy. And just say within yourself the things that you have heard and learned in these classes. I am joy, I am peace, I am strength, I am power. When you use these words, I am, you're using the power of God, and it is working. And when you let these chants and these words of divinity flow through your mind as you go through your day, you see it is reinforcing your own understanding, and it is building up power around you that nothing can come near you that is of the darkness or confusion. Does this help your understanding?
Thank you.
There is much that can be done, and you have been taught much from the physical level. And also remember that if you open up to these dimensions, we can teach you from within. If you but listen, you will hear the guidance. It may not always be in words, but it may be in a knowing or a deeper understanding. It may be a faint impression, but realize that we do not push things upon you, but when you ask for help and you open your minds and your hearts, that the help is there, and we are speaking to your heart. And if you are open, you will receive, you will know in your conscious awareness on your physical plane. Continue to remember this. Continue to remember that God is always with you, that the Master Teacher is always with you, and that many of His helpers are there, and all you need do is just ask. and then be open and know that the truth is coming through to you. The light of understanding is coming through. But when you continue to be concerned, you see you are putting darkness around you. When you continue to worry about a given situation, it is a cloud of darkness, and our light cannot penetrate this because you have free will. But when you ask us for help, then we can penetrate the darkness around you with the light of God's love. And when you open and listen after you have asked, stop your thinking, stop your mind, and just be still as much as you can and receive the impressions that are coming to you. You will be amazed at how much that you can receive if you learn to practice this. Many things are coming out this evening that are very important to many other people that may hear this tape. Know that within the deepest part of your being, that these words that we are speaking is going out into the ethers, and those who are open will hear them at the moment that we are speaking them. The questions that you're asking, many others are asking also in their hearts. And no, maybe they do not know the words to put it into. But when we send love into these meetings, into this time of our togetherness, then these answers and questions go out, and others will pick them up if they can be open, if they can relax enough to hear. Are there other things that you would speak of this evening? We started out with faith, and faith is a good subject to talk about because we have to begin with faith. And you see, when you really understand what faith is, it is an inner stirring within you, the understanding that you have from your higher self that is within you, that is pushing itself out to the surface of your conscious awareness. And when you step out sometimes on blind faith, knowing not whether this is going to work or that is going to work, be not concerned. It is much better that you make many mistakes if you continue to act, if you continue to search. You will find the answers. You may go down many roads that are not the right roads, but you will find the right one. And the answers are there. The answers are within you. But learn to listen. Learn to open your hearts to God. Release yourself to God many times through the day. You see, my dear ones, I have to remind you about the free will. And when you take the reins back, then God is helpless and we are helpless to help you. And maybe you do not realize that you have released yourself to God, and then you do not realize that you have taken the reins back by being concerned, by worrying about it, or something else. Then just release yourself many times to God and send love, God's love, into yourself and into all others like you, into the whole world, and be at peace. Let a song of His love flow through your being. Let a melody of His joy ripple upon your countenance, and know that His beauty and His love and His presence is always with you. Always, my dear ones. No matter what you are doing even if it is you are making mistakes, as you call them, or something, God's presence is still there. And all you need to do is to turn from your worry or concern and think of God and know that His love is with you. And the song will begin in your heart. The joy will flow through you, and you will hear His impressions. You will hear the beauty of His love that comes through your countenance. God bless you, my dear ones. It has been a great pleasure to be with you this evening. It has been joy for many, many on this side of the veil, and we do remember you at all times. Good evening.
He asked him a lot of questions, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he had
You ought to sit down. Oh, you know, they would sit down. I don't never feel.
no, I don't.
Explore it. Let's think of ourselves coming together in the physical and bringing the spirit of God's love, the light, and understanding to the physical by holding hands and bringing it and including everyone on this planet and all of the planets like it in our circle of love. And let's think of our healing pool and drop in all of those that we're working with healing, all of those who are asking for healing. We don't need to know them. God knows them. And if we just are an open channel and create this pool of healing with our thoughts and just drop in all who are asking for healing, who are asking for help in any way, it is so. Thank you, Father.
And that includes our false thinking.
That is part of healing.
That's the main part, because that's what gets us wrong.
That's right.
I think I let one of those tapes.
I thought of the last question.
Oh, did you? Okay.
That you get right. Well, it had to do with, for instance, I like the area of Seattle and I like Portland, and I think that I'd like to live there. And I know that I can transfer there if I just find the job that I want over there. But I haven't really done anything about it because I'm I guess I'm putting it in faith that if it's the right thing for me, it's going to happen. And I don't need to really do anything or put anything in cross.
Well, now that is, that could be mistaken in your thinking, because you do have to do something. See, you have to decide. God doesn't make decisions for you. He helps you to have light on what you want and give you understanding, but you have to make the decisions. This is one of the first things that Alva taught me in the first meeting that I attended, that they can't make decisions for us. We have to make the decisions and just continue to leave the door open and send love into it, and you'll know.
Because I haven't made up my mind. I guess.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to listen, think under some things about it that I don't know. Do. I'm not sure how I would take to the climb nowhere. To Washington and out that way. Yeah. Yeah, it rains. That is liquid sunshine.
You might take a visit up there. Well,
Can you get over there? I visited both places, but I like both because they're so beautiful and green. And I remember when you there, just the contrast from here to there I'm enjoying, or is it really there that I like?
Mm.
I don't like the slush.
Well, remember that they can't make decisions for you, but they can help if you send love into it. You know that light and understanding is coming to you.
That won't take more than 15 minutes to make that tape, will it?